Do not panic, you are currently in the state of Ludumania. I'm Mike the Ludumaniac, and this is going to be the last video in Hotline Miami 2. There is one more level left that I almost wanted to get to, but the penultimate level just proved way too excruciating, and I deliberately protracted it into lasting for a whole hour because I was just really tired and delirious. But here we are at the real final level, Apocalypse. As you'll notice, it says, don't do it, please stop. It's really trying to mess with you at this point. That's gotta be telling you a warning sign. Well, let's see what this is all about then. December 20th, 5 days before Christmas. Here we are with the sun. And, well, you'll see. Oh, take a pill then. Someone's getting nervous. Looks like we can't do anything but eat pills, so... Alright, goodbye, everybody. Well then. Our fountain broke, and... Lovely, huh? Looks like this guy has a pumpkin head. And... oh my. Oops! I got killed by a mutant dog. Alright, so, here's the thing. The Sun was the one calling the fans earlier when they picked up his cell phone from the henchman that, of course, was really beaten to death at the end of Act 2. So, the Sun calls on the phone, but he doesn't get a good response, and he gets kind of nervous and overdoses on pills. So just when you think that Hotline Miami couldn't become any more of a drug trip, it has become a literal drug trip. This is our final level, and my god, it is so horrifyingly gorgeous in a way. And yes, we are being assaulted by a bear. Try and charge him head on, that's not good. No, we gotta run around and grab this golf club ASAP. But I mistimed my swing, so a fat lot of good that did. Like, I was not expecting this for a final level. It is really something, I gotta say. Anyway, where have we seen a bear before? Why is a bear here, anyway? Well, it may become apparent after a little bit more play, but... alright, take this gun, and... oh, worming under the table. Hello, everybody. Let's... okay. That's good. And, there goes the fourth wall! The Sun gets, inhaled into himself, and... oh boy. We're assaulted by a ninja zebra. Oh boy. Woof. That... man, just... yeah, zebra, bear... well, you should recognize at this point that this is basically stage 12, the one where he played as all four of the fans, only this is from the perspective of the Sun, and he's personally killing the fans one by one. In the most violent giga drug haze anyone could have ever envisioned. Like, yeah, it's like... someone describes Hotline Miami 2, this is probably what you'd envision, then you get to actually play the game and it's relatively demure. But no, this is just so all-out that crap insane that it's... why did I wait to shoot the dog? You schmuck. Anyway, while it's a really impressive visual spectacle, thankfully this finale is, relatively speaking, a breather compared to Scene 24. I consider that one the last actual level. This is more or less a denouement that, while still challenging in a way, It doesn't have a score ranking to it, and it's just about you surviving. And it's relatively easy compared to what we've been through, so it's a nice come down from all the excitement of earlier on super giga drugs. And there we just shot Tony, though as we see, this actually didn't kill him. No, it's Manny that doesn't hit him eventually. But, oh man. What a bunch of maiming, to say the least. I wish I could put this guy out of his misery, but no dice there. And suddenly we have a fire axe. Behold, the final boss. Two-headed Alex Ash Monster. Of all the freaky animals, though, this one is actually, relatively speaking, a challenge. It took me several tries to figure out what to do. But all you have to do is be patient. And then that's the one that's representing Alex. When her eyes turn white, then smack her with the axe. Then for Ash, he'll shoot 3 shots, then his eyes will turn white. Slash him then, and boom. That's it. That's it. Alrighty. Time for our destiny. For the record, the sun actually walked off the top of the skyscraper. At the end of Death Wish, when you're walking out with Manny, there's a very bloody tarp that is actually the body of the sun, a foreshadowing, so to speak. And yeah, that is the logical extension of a severe overdose. It's like Reefer Madness, but effective and a lot bloodier. So, what was it? What was it also known as? Tell your children? Tell your friends, I want to say? Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, Hotline Miami has reached its logical conclusion, and drugs and hazes of light and all that freaky stuff. What can be said? What can be done? What is there to say? Well, not gonna lie, Wait a minute. Wait, we're not done yet. was coming, and got a gigantic chill up my spine. So, the ultimate ending is the...
You are the blood flowing through my fingers.
The ultimate ending.
All through the soil and up in those trees.
Nobody spared, huh? Well, you know, you want to talk about your downer endings, everybody getting blown up by A-bombs is, that's certainly one way to do it, huh? Now, the ending's been a bit controversial, but I'm going to be honest, I really could not think of how else all this madness could have been ended.
You are electricity and your light.
Actually, reminds me to the end of another book, one that's old by now, but I won't spoil it.
You are sound itself and you are flight.
It's one by Stephen King, that's all I'll say. That's just say for anyone who's read it, but, just... I mean, what an ultimate punch in the lower regions. All that, this is what it led to. Even Jacket. It all caught up, huh? I'm surprised at how much more emotional gravity there was in the story, compared to the relative insanity of the first. That was relatively loose on plot until the last couple of acts. Here, no, it builds up the story immediately, and while there are several plots that don't go very far before they're unceremoniously ended, like, we didn't really get to see what Martin's story was, whether or not he was just an actor, if he was a cold-blooded murderer, and of course, Manny's status is left hanging wide open, but, you know, I'm cool with it. I think Cactus and Dennis told it the way they wanted to, and ended it the way they wanted to. And what an end it was. Honestly, though, I'm just glad this game exists. I mean, it was harder in some ways. It didn't feel as organic as in the first, especially some of the soldiers' levels and a few of the later levels, of course. But I did appreciate the changes that they've also made to gameplay for better, like making characters more individual and making the environments themselves more varied. So, oh, and of course the soundtrack is great too. It's like twice as big as the original. So, I'd put Hotline Miami 2 equally on par with the first, if not as much of an impact. And it is certainly excellent refinement. I mean, considering this was just going to be DLC originally, wait a minute. Well then, let's get to it, shall we? Nope, nah. No, they're just trolling you at that moment. Yeah, that's a nice little Easter egg there. It's why you should always stick around after the credits, even when it's just like a large black screen for 30 seconds. Well, I could end it there, but there are at least 3 more things I wanted to show off. First, let me cut back to the second stage with Jake. Because there's a scene with him that I didn't show off. Also, I'll take the Dallas mask, which gives him... basically makes him like Tony, but it also gives him another advantage. If you click the right mouse button, or, you know, whatever is normally your throw key. If you do that... oh, that was worthless. Alright, let's try again. If you do that, he starts flipping these nunchucks around, and when he runs into enemies, he automatically kills them, and he goes twice as fast despite his girth. It's pretty amazing, I gotta say. This is known as the Inner Warrior. Unfortunately, it's really not doing all that much good as it could. And there's a bit of a cooldown after you use it, so, yeah, like there, that you're vulnerable, so... Also, I already got an S rank for this stage, so I'm not going to be tempting the combo counter. I'm just going to be killing. Well, then again, I already went through this level. Mostly I want to show what happens if you try to defeat it, but don't quite work out, and... jeez. Alright, tell you what, I'm just going to go for the default Jake mask. I'm going to peter out and just actually use my instruments. But, don't go up there and... Wow, suddenly the music sounds a lot quieter. I don't know how that happened. Also, last time I played this, the tune that played for, I think, Richard's third stage played here instead, and it switched places, and I don't know how that happened, but... Well, it happened. Somehow... Ouch. I don't know what happened to the music just now. Have to have something to mask out my, godforsaken voice, huh? Alright, that's more like it. Oops. Screamy bingus. Oops. Alright, there we go. You idiots! You shot the thing! Actually... I want to say that blowing up the meth lab doesn't easily kill characters, if at all, but... Oh well, no, I stand corrected. Definitely killed the head. But yeah, the Killing Throws mask is like, one of only two masks from the original making this one, the other being Tony, which of course gets more extreme because you cannot pick up weapons. And I do like the concept of the melee-only playstyles, but I do have to admit, some stages of this game feel more like they were meant to have gunplay. So, when you don't have any firearms, it does feel like a bit of a handicap. But... you can still win with melee if you're cunning enough and baiting the opponents around the corner. It'll just take a while and it might be harder to bag a high score as a result. But yeah, I've already been through this level, so hopefully I shouldn't have to take much longer on it. That being said, I do feel we could be doing better here, but... Ah, you stoop. Alright, tell you what, we're just gonna do that. Be a little more discreet and just keep throwing this gun at them. Because we can do that and get away with it. Oh. Well, never mind the dog. No, new plan. Let's get down here. No, well, it would help if you hit the guy with the gun. No, not that one. Well, now I'm showing a much more conventional, you're an idiot playstyle as I have been here, but this is all building towards a purpose. As a matter of fact, there's another scene that also goes differently that I forgot to actually... that I could have... that... Alright, there's... hang on, something over my nose. No. Let's go down first, okay? No. Okay, that, and this, that's more like it. Now we have a base of operations. So we... Okay, it was a little too quick, that shotgun. I'm not really sure if there's much I could have done there. Knife. Sounds good. Alright, so... there's also another scene for which I actually played the alternate version. Not the version that's a bit more, germane to the main story. But... you'll see what I mean what that's all about in a bit. Also, I want to replay that level because I really like the music in it. Okay, but the third level of this stage. If you die, you don't get a second chance. Ta-da! And I'm just clipping through the staircase banister there. And so this is how this plays out instead. blood spit of defiance. Yeah, well, that's how Jake is canonically killed. He's overwhelmed by the Russian mob. And that's the point where you actually find his mask in Hotline Miami 1. However, if you do get killed before winning that last floor, Evan doesn't grab the disc. Evan's search there is a little more unceremonious. Speaking of Evan, though, there's another stage that I did differently. But we'll have to play the intro of it to make sure it runs through right. This is the point where holding the right mouse button is to benefit, though. Basically, if we skip the answering machine, which isn't highlighted, then the scene at the end of this level plays out differently. It's actually a bit more on the main line for the plot. The one I played with the old biker, that's really more of an Easter egg. I realize I probably shouldn't have gone through it in my first run, because that one sort of breaks canon and has all the playable characters of this game sitting in the same bar, even those who are already dead by that point. But anyway, I really do like Evan. His stages with the Heaven compared to Batman with the whole pacifism angle, which, I can totally see it. Batman with an orange coat and a cool mustache. But yeah, I'm now going to attempt to beat the subway again. I've already did this before, so hopefully this shouldn't be too much of a problem now. Well, hopefully, but of course things usually find a way to go wrong. But, wait, hang on. Hold. Oh, like that. I didn't see that guy over there. It's just basically postscript, so if you think you've seen enough of the game and my stupid babblings, feel free to cut out the video now, but, well, actually there's one more full level to play, so stick around or skip ahead if you want to see that. As for this, you've already seen this stage before, and I don't know how long it's going to take, so let's just settle in and play it by ear. I gotta say, though, this track here, Run, has become one of my favorites. I'm the Kid, You Know What I Mean. That is a really impressive name, I gotta say. Alright, well, here's this bit that's on the way open, so bait. Bait land. I think I also like Evan's levels because they're very much built around the fact that he's mostly only really affected in melee range, and thus I think they feel like some of the fairest stages in the game. Like that, I managed to beat that in my first shot. Very good. Of course, the third screen here is against the Metalhead here, who's one of the closest things this game has to a boss. Also, I did my best to stay out of sight, but if the Metalhead sees you, and bangs down and summons everybody towards you at once, now you get an achievement if you can down him without him hurting you, but he also can't attack you directly, so it might be easier to summon everybody there if you prefer, but nah, I had a gun, darn it. As you can see here, though, oh, no, that's not it. Let me see. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I failed to get that achievement last time. On a subsequent play off camera, I did manage to do that. So, let's just beat this guy, and wham! That's all. Okay, now this is the more actual scene that would have played if you didn't go for the answering machine. We go actually to Richter's house first and talk with his mom. that actually all sets up Act 5. Probably would have been better to go for this first and then show the biker Easter egg later. But of course I never really think straight about this stuff in advance, and whether or not I think it all is certainly up to debate. But speaking of Evan, there is actually one more stage involving him, one that is off the record, and as a matter of fact it relates to the Jake level that we just played, where, you know, if you did that one without dying, and if you have Jake grab the disc that then Evan confiscates off of his dead belongings, that unlocks the secret level known as the Abyss. Well, let's get right to it then, shall we? Yeah, Evan's surname's actually Wright, which A reminds me of Phoenix Wright, and B, well, he's a writer, so it's just too appropriate. But yeah, he gets a special level known as the Abyss. Not sure how canon this is to the overall narrative. I imagine not so, since he really doesn't learn too much here. But we do have an interesting visual Easter egg, let's say, upcoming here. Yeah, Evan reaches a dead end full of what seems to be some downtrodden 50 Blessings members who are all wearing various masks from the prior game. I can see all of them there. Let me see if there's some I can recognize. There's the mask for Richter. I want to say that's the one for Dennis. Carl, of course, Aubrey. What was the giraffe's name? Oh, shoot. I forget what the giraffe was called. It wasn't Jeffrey, was it? No. Oh, bollocks, I'm gonna be kicking myself for that one. Anyway, now we have to escape. Three long screens you walked into. Although the areas are a little bit more wide open than Evan's two prior levels. So, yep, that's going to involve a lot of baiting. However, I'm going to cheat and do what the game normally doesn't encourage you to do with Evan. However, I got my very first S rank playing this game when I did actually do this. Oh, that was a bad idea. So, let's get violent. If you keep punching an opponent while they're on the ground after the 2 strikes, that would normally kill them. I mean, normally just knock them out. Well, then you kill them. So yeah, Evan even has a dark side. Doesn't come out in the game's plot, and technically, like, I want to say that you aren't supposed to do this. Well, you can if you like. Oh, unfortunately these guys with the guns are making that a little bit like that. I should have punched him first. So yeah, let's see if we can try and set that up. Because, for me, it makes this level a little bit easier. Maybe a little bit unfairly so. Well, now I have to actually set it up. He has to kill 2 thugs in a row for this to happen. But, looks like I'm not having very much good luck with that. So, we're just gonna be a little bolder. There we go. And then he throws off his coat, and now he can actually pick up lethal weapons. And actually use guns now. I gotta say, Evan is quite ripped on this jacket. Like, wow, like, he seems like an honestly nice guy. You know, somehow he has a fair deal of musculature. I mean, he looks... Seriously, he looks to be of a better build than anyone else. Matter of fact, reminds me a little bit of Toki Martu from Metalocalypse. It was actually very well toned under his shirt, as revealed in the episode Blues Clock. And you know, Evan has a mustache that reminds me of... His appearance reminds me a little bit of Toki if he had shorter hair. Anyway, now that we are able to kill with Evan, if you beat one of the segments like that, then I believe you stay the entire stage that way. Yes, having guns in this level definitely helps. But once again, I can't help but feel a little like I'm cheating. Well, that being said, considering my disastrous play of penultimate stage last night, considering my terrible play of that, I'm willing to take any advantage I can now, just so things will go faster. For whatever good it'll do me, if any. But, well, you seem to be racking up a fair problem here, at least. Just through there. I already did get an S on this okay, there. Music, guys. Then every stage is good music. There's not a single track I dislike in this entire game. Like, they got like at least 15 or so artists together, and the impressive effort really does show through. Nuts. Well, hey, being able to shoot does make it easier, but I didn't say it was going to be a complete cakewalk. I think we're almost done with this, though. Hopefully. Oh, you only have 2 bullets. Why'd you do that? Righty-dighty-dighty. I think we can beat this. And, can't think of much else to say except, a bit of a penalty if you go violent with Evan is that the screen gets all hazy and red, and it's a little bit harder to see, especially in a darker level like this. A bit of a visual handicap to deal with. But this guy in the bathroom is our final target. Ever. Huzzah. Hey, A grade. Not bad, not bad. Alright, well, there is one more thing to show off, and that is hard mode. When you beat the main game, you can do it again, and a lot more vicious. However, you get this very interesting beginning cutscene that's original to here. So I'll just let Richard explain. freakish to say the least. Sort of a admonishment of wanting, not admonishment, a sort of lecture against wanting to play what you've already played. Richard, the Grim Chicken Reaper, is not happy with most of the people there, although he is somewhat cordial to Richter, Evan, and the Soldier, who are the only actual nice guys of all the protagonists. Although, if you'll notice there, everybody dies. Their corpses, after they speak, are left in the same way as they were for their actual means of having died. In particular, the ones who went away in the atomic blast were all skeletons by the end. So I thought that was a particularly interesting little detail there. But you'll notice that things might look a little off here. Well, in hard mode, everything, you know, is 180'd. All of the stages are reversed. So it's going to take a little bit more effort to relearn how to go through them. But that's not all, because stages now have tougher and more varied enemies. One of my personal favorite, Alex and Ash. Favorites. However, in the opening lobby, there's a thug that tried to rush me with a chainsaw. Here's another one, a heavy in the first level, which my chainsaw gets stuck in. But yeah, those have chainsaws now, heavies are more prevalent. I don't know what other nasty surprises there are, because I haven't actually played through this first stage. See if I can effectively demonstrate make no guarantees. Alright, I'll take that. And here's this guy. But yeah, structurally the stages are the same. And, well, I just died first, that's what. But yeah, the increase of heavies is going to make things tougher, because we always have to have guns on hand in order to take care of them. Whoa! Hey, that was not bad if klutzy played. Anyway, I'll leave it to you to figure out the rest of hard mode, because I don't think I can put myself through the strain of playing Hotline Miami 2 again live and on a tougher difficulty. Hey, there's an S rank for you, so huzzah. Alright, well, you know, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on your perspective, but that's all I can think of. Yep, the skyline's dead, everything's been blown up, and that is Hotline Miami 2 in total. Freakish ride it's been, huh? Unless they make good in that Hotline Miami 3 teaser, which I'm going to take a guess and say it's just a troll. I guess that's it for this really fantastic, guilty, violent drug trip through, in total, like 40 scenes from the first and second game of pure unadulterated carnage. And it's been fun. Well, after this, I'll probably go back to doing more retro games, that of the NES and Genesis era, and arcade games as well, and SNES ones. And I know the sky's the limit. I mean, I started out just wanting to cover retro titles mostly, but I figure a more modern one every now and again. You know, not a bad idea. Just to show that while I am partially jaded to gaming today and all various stuffs in development and whatnot, and okay, you know what, my throat's dying out. I want to stop myself from getting political on this, but I'll just say Hotline Miami 1 and 2, definitely get them if that looked fun, although I just spoiled it, so great for content tourism, is that the term? Alright, I'm just babbling, I should really truncate this, that's enough. Quit game, and that is all. This has been Ludumania, I'm Mike the Ludumaniac, that's all for Hotline Miami. Do not know what the next video will be or when it will be up, But whatever happens, I will see you